A
Yeah.
lot of men, we carry a chip on our shoulder because we don't know how to be vulnerable. We never been taught.
Mhm.
You know that thing that says, when you're a little boy, you fall and scrape your knee. Don't cry.
Mhm.
That's taken away from us so
Mhm.
young, and then we keep that and we grow up with that. And then we carry a chip on our shoulder anytime that comes off. But over time, it becomes a boulder. It's
Mhm.
easier to lose a chip than it is a boulder. It's easier to lift,
Yeah.
right? So if that's weighing on you, it's weighing heavy. You can't be vulnerable. You don't know how to talk about it.
Oof.
You don't even know how to move it,
Mhm.
m
Mm.
much less talk about it. Come
Mhm.
on, let's talk about it. It's so heavy, you can barely hear when people talking to you because you still got that chip. You still, "I'm hiding vulnerability. I'm not
Mhm.
gonna show. I gotta stay this way. This is the
Mhm.
way I grew up. This is
Mhm.
how I'm gonna be." And then you turn around and you're 50,
Mhm.
and you
Yeah.
say, "You don't know how to walk across the street. You 50 years old."
Hey, hey, everyone, and welcome to Money Talks Wealth Beyond Numbers. I am your host, Dr. Constance Craig Mason, and I am here with my better half, Anthony Mason, and we have a special treat for you. This is Mental Health Awareness Month, and we have a good friend of ours, Blaise Harris, and he
Mhm.
is actually going to take over the Money Talks Wealth Beyond Numbers platform to introduce who he is, how he serves, but also interview us in a way that allows us to, yes, support mental health awareness this month, but also talk about how our experience with getting professional support around it has really transformed our marriage, transformed our family, and yes, even our revenue. So
Mhm.
here is Blaise Harris. Please introduce yourself to the audience so that they become aware of you. And we'll jump into some questions.
All right, all right. Dr. Constance, as always, I always appreciate you allowing me to come in and share this space with you. Everybody, my name is Blaise Harris. I am a licensed clinical mental health counselor in North Carolina. I am the owner of G Squared Consulting and Counseling Services. I also work for a group practice called Advocate Counseling Consulting and Services. I am EMDR certified. I'm a single father. I'm an author. I'm a speaker. I'm a former firefighter. I'm an educator. I'm a motivator. I'm a podcaster. All of these good things that are going on. See, I'm doing better about actually putting my stuff out there instead of minimizing myself.
Love it.
So, so I am always pleased to speak with you all, and hopefully we can dive into this mental health and finances and relationships and all of these good things. And we're going to have us a good times. I'm going to try to be at Dr. Constance's level of this interview and this session, but we're going to have us a good time either way. So I appreciate y'all allowing me the opportunity. So y'all ready for some? I promise it's gonna be gentle.
Listen, we an open book. We
All
done
right,
pretty much told it all, but
that's
pull
what's
it
up.
out.
That's what's up. That's what's up. So one of the things, the first question I really want to get into with both of you is, how did growing up shape the way that you understand and express how you view your mental health today?
Oh, that's good.
Hmm.
It's a great question.
I'll start off. I didn't even know mental health was a thing.
Mm.
In looking back,
Mhm.
I knew that there were some challenges in
Mhm.
my household growing up with, different family dynamics, but no one talked about therapy. We didn't see anyone even go into counseling, as it were. We did experience, substance abuse in the home. Um, Definitely what I now know to be like depression, anxiety, those kinds of things. We did live in poverty, so there was some scarcity going on, and lots of transitions. We moved around a lot, job losses, family members, all the aces,
Mhm. Mhm.
and now looking back, I am grateful to have experienced some of those challenges because it allowed me to be creative. It
Mhm.
allowed me to be thoughtful of people and their emotional health. It caused me to think about how I could change things.
Mm.
for myself,
Mhm.
but because I ended up having children at a young age, it also gave me a little bit of fire to want to change at least the 4 walls that I was responsible
Mhm.
for the next generation. So it
Mhm.
made me want to learn how to navigate my emotions differently, how to get a good handle on money better than I had experienced it when I was coming up. So it wasn't a conscious thing to seek out mental health support until I
Mhm.
was probably mid 30s or
Mhm.
actually in my 40s full
Wow.
time.
Mhm.
And I'm just grateful that I didn't let it take over in a way that I couldn't recover from,
Yeah.
if that makes sense.
No, it does. It does. No, I think that you hit on some really important topics there because I think a lot of people don't recognize that depression can hit anybody, anxiety can hit anybody, and it's like when you mention ACEs, people are like, "What's ACE?" It's just like, well, those are adverse childhood experiences. So, if you have an ACE score of 4 or higher, this is like you're more prone to trauma and mental health issues. So, it's a lot of us who walk around with ACEs of 10 and it's just like, wait a minute. And
Yep.
it's just like, so that's if you have lived in a home with substance abuse, if you have been beaten by a parent, if you've seen someone arrested, or if you've lived with someone who's going to jail, if all of these different things that go into what contributes to an ACEs score. And I think if a lot of people would actually take that, they might recognize, oh snap, this is I got some stuff going on that I might need to address. And
Yeah.
and I love how you said that, you know, you're grateful that you went through some of those challenges because it allowed you to learn how to create and allow to make some changes and stuff and how to show up not just for yourself and in your marriage, but for other people around you as well. So
Mhm.
it's really inspiring to hear that coming out of what you've come from, you can still flourish and shine and thrive.
Yeah.
So, um, Anthony, I'm trying not to hit you too hard in the head with this next question. I think it's a question that a lot of men, especially black men, need to, might not know how to answer, but you might have some really good insight on how to address it, right? So, what were you taught about vulnerability as a black man, and how's that affected you in your relationships?
To be honest with you, I'm a little older than Constance. I
Mhm.
may be older than both of you. I may not look it. Black don't crack, but it
It don't.
crumbles.
It don't.
Moisturize every day. So I think I'd have to say that, and this is real when I say this, I
Mhm.
learned vulnerability in real time.
Mm. Mm.
In real
Okay.
time, not something someone said. I had to go think about it. I had to go and do some research. No, in real time, because truth doesn't need anything. It can stand strong on its own. So I would have to say that learning vulnerability in real time,
Mm. Okay.
and
Oh,
that's been the best
yeah.
experience I can say because it didn't leave me any place to hide. I couldn't
Mm.
run anywhere. I couldn't
Mhm.
hide behind anything or anyone,
Mhm.
you know? So I
Yeah.
would say in real time. Mhm.
So that right there, that's a really big statement. I don't know if you recognize that I couldn't run from it. I couldn't hide from it. I had to face it head on.
Yeah,
And how many of us are used to running and hiding from this vulnerability because I'm afraid of how it'll make me look, how it'll make me seem, how my friends or anybody else would interpret me being vulnerable. And not only that, if I'm vulnerable, are you gonna use this against me a little bit later on?
correct.
How you
Mhm.
how you gonna how you gonna how am I gonna open up to you? And then we get into an argument and you say, "Oh, that's why your blood pressure high," or "That's why it's," or "That's why you was depressed the other week because you can't." I was like, "Wait a minute, that
Yeah.
was that was between me and you, and now you're using my concerns and my issues as
Mhm.
as a weapon." And so, yeah, so a lot of men will choose not to be vulnerable out of fear. And at the same time, I recognize that while I understand the viewpoint, I also recognize that if you don't open up to anyone, that that hurt, that anger, everything is just going to build and build, and it sits right here. And
Mhm.
then somebody go come around and they'll be like, "Hey, Blaise, what's going on with you, man? If you don't get out my face, it's gonna be a problem." Or it ain't even gonna be a conversation. It might just be flat off the.
Right.
But just to add to what you just said, and I think you'll understand when I say this,
Mm-hmm,
that buildup, that wall, that chip
mm-hmm.
becomes a boulder,
Man,
and I'll leave it there.
no, man, you why don't leave it there. Just gonna let them
I'm
know because
I'm gonna leave it
because it's
yeah,
a real thing. Because
we
it's
have
like,
a
yeah,
lot of men, we carry a chip on our shoulder because we don't know how to be vulnerable, we never been taught. You know that thing that says, when you're a little boy, you fall and scrape your knee, don't cry.
mm-hmm,
That's taken away from us so young, and then we keep that and we grow up with that, and then we carry a chip on our shoulder anytime that comes off, but over time, it becomes a boulder.
mm-hmm,
It's easier to lose a chip than it is a boulder. It's easier to lift, right? So if that's weighing on you, it's weighing heavy, you can't be vulnerable. You don't know how to talk about it. You don't even know how to move it,
mm-hmm,
mm, much less talk about it. Come
mm-hmm,
on, let's talk about it. It's so heavy, you can barely hear when people talking to you because you still got that chip. You still, I'm hiding vulnerability. I'm not
mm-hmm,
gonna show. I gotta stay this way. This is the way I grew up. This is how I'm gonna be. And then you turn around and you're 50 and
Yeah.
you say, you don't know how to walk across the street. You 50 years old. I've never been taught.
mm-hmm.
So a lot of men have to open up and want to be taught
Yeah, yeah,
and be able to say, I don't know.
mm-hmm.
That's big.
Yeah, no,
I
it
don't
really
know.
is. Yeah. There's nothing wrong with that. There's strength in actually saying that. You
Yeah,
know, you don't gotta put on that front.
correct.
You don't gotta act like you're doing it. And it's like the relief just like,
Yes.
Right.
you know, and you talk about that boulder, we try to carry it on our own.
Yeah.
And it's just like, it would be a whole lot easier to move this boulder if we had a whole lot of people behind us and
Yes.
then all of us working together in unison, then we
Yeah.
could move this thing.
Help me
But
push it off. Help me push.
exactly.
Don't
Exactly.
don't keep pulling the weight against me, right?
Mm-hmm.
Help me push it off.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But we don't know
Mm-hmm.
how to do that because we don't know who we can trust, and
Mm-hmm.
especially in today's society, everything has to be talked about on social platforms.
Mm-hmm.
Everything has to be seen.
Mm-hmm.
"Look at me. I'm
Mhm.
eating a piece of lamb chop," and it's but I don't talk about what's the real thing.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Real thing, that I
yeah,
can barely eat this lamb chop because my
yeah,
teeth are raggedy.
mhm. Or this
Mm.
might be this or not only that, this is the only time I'm going to eat lamb chop because I can't afford to get anything else because I'm trying to showcase for y'all that I can afford a
Yeah,
lamb chop.
that's good. It becomes a
Yeah,
showcase, yeah.
yeah, yep.
Yeah.
But not
So,
the things we really need help with, they're hidden.
mhm, mhm.
Yeah, they're hidden.
So this is a kind of a decent segue into the next question that I have. What how have you had to unlearn some of the survival habits that no longer serve like your peace? And like, what was that process looking like? Because when you coming up from poverty, there's a lot of survival going on in there, right? So
Yeah.
Yes.
you're just scraping by to get from one thing to the next. You don't know where this is going to come from or where this is going to come from. So what were some of the survival habits that you had to unlearn as y'all gotten older?
Oh my goodness. I would say I had a lot more survival mode issues than, say, Anthony did, at least from the stories I've heard and, just watching his family's dynamics. Um, I grew up challenged in just about every way in the home. And I would say they maybe were middle class, and when I would share about just my mom struggling to keep the lights on,
Hmm.
we would almost get evicted. She would always make something happen so we could move to the next place before the sheriff would come. But for young kids to even know what that's about, right?
Mm,
Like, why
mm,
would I even know about a sheriff?
mm-hmm,
Or, we would change schools often, and it would get to the point where I would not even bring, like, permission slips home because I
mm,
did not want to give my mom something else to have to figure out for me.
yeah.
So, I learned early to shrink
Mm,
and not add problems to
mm,
parents, and
mm,
I I came from the generation of, they would say be seen or not heard. And I was always an observant child anyway. I just like to see what's going on in a room and absorb the energy. But if there was something that I didn't like or was uncomfortable with or whatever, I would still just suck it down,
Mm-hmm.
not speak up about it.
Mm-hmm.
And that translated over into my adult life where if I'm in a relationship that's not going well, I won't speak up for myself.
Mm-hmm.
Or if the needs aren't being met, then I don't know how to say that in a way because I feared the retribution of that. Um, Going to therapy helped me to be able to articulate things and understand that you have a voice,
Mhm.
you have needs of your own. And when you grow up in a traumatic home,
Mm-hmm.
you learn to either shrink, they say flight,
Freeze. Yep.
freeze,
Yes.
fawn.
On. Yep.
I I was a fawner,
Mm-hmm.
a people pleaser,
Mm-hmm.
and I didn't even realize I had to ask God one day. I was like, as you're helping me to heal and as you're shifting things in me, I was not clear if a big part of what my personality was, which was a giver, a very
Mm-hmm.
helpful person,
Mm-hmm.
a very empathetic person, I wanted him to strip out the things that didn't serve me anymore. But in that stripping, it's like, well, what's left? Like,
Mm-hmm.
what's left? Is it the things that I enjoy about myself, or are these the things that I had to do to survive? So if you're kind, or what people would say nice,
Mm-hmm.
is that you being nice because you're afraid of saying the wrong thing and someone leaving you, or being abandoned, or someone being upset with you? So it's
Mm-hmm.
like, are you really being nice because 'cause you're nice? Or are you being nice because 'cause you're afraid?
Mm-hmm.
And so I
Mm.
had to really ask God to show me, leave me the things that I am proud of. Leave me the things that I feel like are a part of my characteristics, and not just the things that I had to do to get by or to create peace or a semblance of peace.
Mm-hmm.
Because sometimes when you're quiet, that doesn't mean peace. Like Anthony said, that could be that boulder building up inside, and one day
Yeah.
somebody's gonna catch it. But
Yeah.
I had to unlearn suffocating my voice, not speaking up, and being afraid of having an opposing opinion because somebody might act away or cut you out of their life, or um, do something that you feel like is a result of what you said.
Right.
That was and I'm still learning that, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
I'm
Mm-hmm.
still learning that, when to speak up, what to speak up about, and if there are any repercussions, are you prepared for that?
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Oh, I love the fact that at the very end you said I'm still learning.
Yep,
That's not a bad thing.
daily.
And it's like, and people are like, yo, well, man, I'm supposed to be healed from this. It's supposed to be all over with. I'm supposed to
Yeah.
just go on. It's like,
Yeah.
no, the lesson continues.
Yeah.
It's
Mm,
it's like it's like we're not the same people that we were 5 years ago, 10 years ago, 20 years ago. You know, and a lot of times people talk to us as if we were still back then and not who we are now. And then what we have to remember is that we aren't there either. And it's like I have to I have to quit responding like I did 5, 10, and 20 years ago because those circumstances aren't the same.
right,
I'm in a space now where I have my loving husband, I have my loving wife, and we are in a space where we can actually listen to each other. And I can tell you if I'm uncomfortable. I can tell you if I'm scared. I can tell you if I'm worried. I can tell you if I'm concerned. And there's not going to be a backhand. There's not going to be a yell. There's not going to be a go to your room.
right.
There's not gonna be a sit down and shut up and do it like I said because I said it.
Mhm.
Mhm.
There's gonna be some, hey, what can I do to support you? Hey, are you okay? Hey, what do you need right now? How can I show up for you the way that you need me to show up?
That's good.
And I think a lot of people don't know how to receive that, if especially if they grow up in a tumultuous home or in tumultuous relationships. when
Mhm.
someone, like you said earlier, are you being nice because you're nice, or are you being nice because you're afraid about certain things? And
That's
Mhm.
it's
it.
just like
Right.
a lot of people don't know how to accept the genuine because they're not used to receiving the genuine.
Correct.
So, so yeah, no, that's good. That's good. So let's shift gears a little bit. Let's talk about y'all, and your marriage. Um,
No. Okay.
Lord have
Okay.
mercy.
let's go into that. So one of the things, Anthony, you said earlier, you said Dr. Constance is younger than you. Is that black don't crack, but it crumbles.
Uh-huh.
So, but my question to you now is like, what have you learned about love and partnership being married to someone who's younger than you?
Well, that's good.
Honestly, honestly, bro, I
Yeah.
I thought we was a little better than that, but okay.
Look, I told you I was gonna be gentle. And Dr. Constance said, "Hey, we an open book. Let's go and do it." I was like,
But
all right.
you didn't hear me say that.
Oh,
Oh, wow.
that's
You heard
fair.
her say that.
That's fair. That's
Let's
fair.
be clear.
I did not ask for your consent. My bad.
There you go. That brother, consent is everything. What I've learned, honestly, for all the listeners, whoever may hear this, is you're never too old to learn.
Mm,
You are never too old.
mm,
I would always hear I would say folks who are older than I am.
mhm,
They're set in their ways.
mhm,
I'm at an age where I can't learn anything. You can't tell me anything I already know. Or if you
mhm,
try to tell them something, they'll have some type of debate about it.
mhm, mhm,
But you're never too old to learn. I would have to say that. And if you're open to learning, it can open you up to a lot of wonderful things. If you're open to it, you have to be able to receive it.
mm. Yeah.
Open up and receive it.
Mhm.
The other thing is having the language to respond.
Ooh.
Come on,
Ooh.
sir.
Yes, that's it. You better go ahead on. Keep on.
Having the language to respond. Why are you
I'm
doing
sorry.
this?
I just be getting so excited.
She gets so excited. Um, having the language to respond to what you've learned. Let that person know because that helps the love grow even more. Now they feel more like they're really a participant in the partnership and not just by title.
Yeah. Yeah.
This my wife, this my husband, this
Yeah.
my boo, this my bae. What does that
Yeah.
mean?
Right.
What does that mean when you start having the hard conversations? What does that mean? Well, I can't tell her at this age that I really didn't know that, so I gotta act like I really knew when I didn't. Now you're playing the
Mhm.
game.
Mhm.
You're not really being honest. She's taking you one way, you say, "Oh, this works, so Imma just do this from now on." Then one day, it's gonna slip out because what's hidden always comes out.
Mhm. Wow.
Because
Wow.
being an age don't make you grown.
Ooh.
Mm,
Oof.
that's
You
true.
you say
Being an
say
age
say that again for the folks, because I don't know if they heard you, bro. Go ahead. I don't know if they heard you, brother. Speak it again.
being an age, right now, today, in this moment, I am today years old. Right in this moment as we speak, in the reality of this moment, I am today's years old. Not what it says on my birth certificate, but I'm today years old right now. And just to touch back on something we were just talking about, um, I consider myself at today's years old as a growing man, not a grown man,
Mm. Mm.
because
Mm.
I'm growing. I'm constantly growing. You cut grass, you cut flowers, you cut weeds. What happens? They grow back. They
Mhm.
grow back more beautiful, right? So, as a man, you can do the same thing. You're not stuck. You can continue and evolve and be even more beautiful as a man.
Mm.
Mhm.
I love that.
Yeah,
That's it,
because I
man.
think
A growing
vulnerability
man, yeah.
is beautiful.
It is.
A growing man. That's when you think about that, if any woman were to look at that and say, "My man is beautiful." First of all, you have to say that to you have to say that to a woman who's mature.
Mm.
What do you mean he's beautiful? Eyeliner? What do you mean he's beautiful?
Right. They
No,
got it. Yeah. That's like,
no,
no.
he's beautiful as a mature person.
Yep.
Yes.
Not that he always gets it right,
Right.
Yeah.
but that he's mature enough to be comfortable in his mistakes.
Mm.
That's good.
That's real good.
Mhm.
That's real good. Daggone. Hey, you remember how when I asked the question, he was like, "Hey, man, for real? That's where we're going." And
Yeah.
how he answered so flawlessly.
Yeah.
Yeah, that
But
was
you know
dope.
what? You know why?
Yeah.
It goes, you gave me consent.
See, there you go. There you go.
You gave me
That's
consent.
good.
That's it. That's
You
it. No, I
don't come
love
on a
it.
podcast running it.
That's it. No, no doubt. No
You
doubt.
don't.
No doubt.
I see what's behind your room or that room I can't
Yeah.
just come in there taking over.
No, 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 no. You right. You
we,
right.
we we told him he could take over this, so
Yeah,
he's
yeah,
good on
yeah.
that.
No, but it's good though. No, this is really dope. I love that response because
I like that this takeover,
Yeah.
as you eloquently put, that this takeover is not hostile.
no,
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 It's not a hostile takeover.
absolutely not. I
I've
I
been hearing about
I'm a
takeovers being hostile,
I'm a
right?
lover.
All right, right. And
okay,
and you
lover.
and you know what? As a man, as a growing man, I'm comfortable enough to receive that from you, brother.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
man. Yeah, man.
yeah.
Now if our backs to the wall, we gonna do some damage now.
Yeah, we gotta do what we gotta
So
do.
we gotta do what we gotta do if our backs to the wall. So
Yeah, I'm ex-military and all those things, so
okay.
yeah,
Also,
don't
you know what it
the
is.
whole pleasantries is fine, but there's another side.
No doubt. No
Yeah,
doubt.
yeah, there's another side, yeah.
And before we get to the next one, Blaze, I was
Yeah.
gonna say too, like Anthony's, even though he dropped a lot of gems, right?
Yes,
Just
absolutely.
now, he's being modest.
Mm,
He's being modest
mm,
because there was a time, because September will be 21 years that we've been married, but we've been together for 27 years,
that's awesome.
Yeah,
right?
we dated for 7.
Yeah.
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 And so I was 19 when I
Mhm,
met Anthony,
mhm,
and I learned a lot from watching him.
mhm.
I learned a lot from being in relationship with him.
Yeah.
We had some ups and downs, and because we had blended family, he had a
Mm,
son, I had 2 little kids when
mhm,
we met, and we were trying to put that together, right?
mhm.
And, in any blended family situation, there's rocky moments,
Mm.
there's different parents outside the home that
Dynamics, yeah,
Yeah.
you
everything.
gotta try to bring into the picture or
Mhm.
at least stabilize that situation.
Mhm.
And I was so young in motherhood. I was so young in womanhood. I was
Yeah.
so young in relationships. And I find that we didn't start going to therapy until 6 years ago.
Mhm.
Oh, yeah,
Almost 6 years
yeah,
ago.
we've been about 6 years
And
now.
That's good though. Yeah.
there's a funny story, but I literally woke him up in the middle of the night
Yes, she did.
one night.
I
Mhm.
was in a groove
And
too, babe. I was in a groove. I was
Yeah.
calling.
he was calling the sheep or
I had
whatever.
I had the windows vibrating. I'm like,
You know,
let's get it."
and
Cutting
I
down cutting
just
down all the trees.
Yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
he would sleep. And he mentioned just an age doesn't make you grown. So when I woke him up in the middle of the night almost 6 years ago, I was 40. And I was like, we gotta talk.
Yeah.
And of course he didn't know what the heck was going on because in his mind everything was
When the
fine.
married man hears that,
And he woke up and he was like, well, what?
yeah.
What's going on? And I was sharing with him how uncomfortable I was and how I wasn't feeling seen and heard and just different like deep things. And I realized looking back that that was a lot to wake somebody up in the middle of the night and just dump, really.
Mhm.
I would rather the house been on fire, brother. But
But
Mhm.
I had
you know,
never, in however many years we had been together at that point, I had never said anything like that. And so it was important to him to hear me.
mhm.
Yeah.
And so my solution at the time was, we need to talk to somebody.
Yeah.
And thankfully, I had someone in mind that I had kind
Excuse
of
me.
talked to before.
Mhm.
And I was just telling her that I wanted to have the marital session.
Yeah.
And she was like, yeah, if he's open to it, then we can go ahead and schedule it. And in that moment, instead of him being defensive or making excuses for whatever things I had brought up, or like he mentioned before, not being vulnerable or open to hearing some of the things that might have been painful or challenging. He listened. And it was like a 2-hour conversation.
Mhm.
And at the end of it, he said, well, what would you like to do? Like,
Mm.
what do you want to do? And I
Yeah.
mentioned therapy. And he was like, okay. It
Wow.
was no, well, I didn't do that, and I
Yeah.
only did it because, and all of those things. And he brought up the fact that, when people are older, they're like, this
Mhm.
me.
Yep.
This is how I am. This is
Mhm.
how it's gonna be.
Mhm.
And for him to be, I guess at that point, close to 60 or almost 60, and be willing to not just improve upon the marriage,
Mhm.
but be vulnerable enough to learn some new things about
Yeah.
himself.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we have been in it for a while, and we both have transformed in so many personal ways, but
Mhm.
also in the relationship. And our young adult children are
Mhm.
getting to watch this new us.
Yeah.
Yeah, they get to
You know.
have different parents,
Yeah.
and,
Yeah.
they get to see us grow.
Mhm.
Hmm.
But to go back to what Constance said about that evening, I've met no, that night, what was it, early morning, whatever it was,
Yeah.
I will never forget that, and one of the other things that I could say about marriage is that having excuses
Mhm.
and not wanting to be accountable aren't good recipes for marriage.
Hmm.
They are just what they are, they're excuses. And the more you place excuses into that mix, it makes it harder.
Yeah.
Why is this not working?
Yeah.
Why don't we communicate? You don't listen to me. Sometimes you have to shut up.
Be quiet.
Yeah.
Just be quiet. And I knew in that moment when she said we have to talk, we had been together long enough for me to know, shut your mouth. Don't say anything. Just listen until you hear her take her breath
Mhm.
and you say, okay,
Mm.
that's
Right.
it.
Right. Right. The signs of a growing man right there.
Because
So
in the past, I wouldn't have done that.
yeah. Yeah. And how many men wouldn't have?
Correct.
Like I said, it would have been so much. That would have been a lot of resistance going
Back
into
and
that.
forth
So yeah. No.
would
So
have
yeah.
upset, angered her. I
Yeah.
don't want to talk about it. And then we don't get anywhere.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I get that. I get that. It's and a beautiful thing about that whole thing is like y'all are modeling those behaviors for your kids now, and y'all are modeling what to do with partners if there
Yeah.
are disagreements. You know what I'm saying? And it's almost like that whole poverty and scarcity thing and that survivability stuff is like, okay, I this is where I came from, but I can handle it differently now.
Hmm.
Yes.
This is
Mhm.
this
Hmm.
is the space now when you have that comfortability, but you also feel like that sense of safety with
Yes.
your partner that you can actually do that. And it kinda leads me to this next question is like, how did you transition from that scarcity mindset, um, to stability and abundance as a team?
Ooh, this is good. This is good. So remember when I brought up ACEs?
Uh-huh.
Beginning of the interview, adverse childhood experiences,
Mhm.
for those who don't know. Um, I only found out about that a couple years ago.
Mhm,
And so I took the ACEs quiz, the 10 questions that you answer, and it's based upon what experiences you had prior to age 18
mhm,
growing up in your household.
Mhm.
And those three, it's like three categories for
mhm,
those questions. It's abuse, neglect, and household dysfunction are the
Right.
categories. And so I answer those questions very honestly as it related to how I grew up. And like you mentioned, I had 9 out of the 10.
mhm,
And we know that statistically, if you have at least 4, it lends itself to you having financial insecurities as an adult
mhm,
when you
mhm,
grow up.
mhm,
A lot of people don't make that connection between traumatic
mhm,
experiences and how they save, invest, if they have debt management issues or how they see themselves in the business space. Like they don't make the connection. But when I made the connection, it was also around that time that we were working on ourselves and working on the marriage. And so
Mhm.
I coined the phrase, wealth is minimizing aces.
mm,
Wealth is minimizing aces because you can't stop everything from happening in your children's life. You just can't. That's unrealistic.
mhm,
However, as the manager, the guardian of
mhm,
your 4 walls,
The story,
you,
right.
your
mhm,
partner, you together, you get to say how things go.
mhm,
You get to create safe spaces for kids.
Mhm.
And even though we had some issues blending our families and, we had young kids and older kids and all this,
Mhm.
there were some mistakes made that, when we look back and now that our kids are adults, there's a residual of
Mhm.
us learning, how to be better parents, how to be
Mhm.
better with money, how to be more communicative in our marriage. Like, they're watching all of these things.
Mhm.
And when I realized that my ACEs score was high, and then I looked at my kids and they took the quiz, they have about a score of around a 4.
Mhm.
And then we have grandkids now, and they
Mhm.
are around the 1,
One.
Okay.
right?
Yeah.
So when I say wealth is minimizing ACEs, there are experiences, there are communications that open up, there are lack of shame and guilt
Mhm.
around mistakes. Like he said, um, we're able to see the results of the work we're doing,
Yeah, we get to
right?
see.
We're doing work on ourselves, but by modeling that before the kids, they are able to handle stress differently. They're able to handle money differently. They're able to realize the priority of
Mhm.
creating safe spaces for kids.
Mhm.
And when I think about how it translates to money, I am a better steward over my business. I'm a better steward over my relationships.
Mhm.
I am the safe space that
Mhm.
my kids, my husband, my mom, anyone,
Anyone.
and even my clients that
Mhm.
they come in rather guarded
They do.
sometimes,
Mhm.
but because of my vulnerability, they feel like they can open up about their
Mhm.
financial challenges.
Yeah.
They can open
Yes.
up about their fears of retirement, although they have 6 and 7 figures of assets. But because I'm doing the personal work, it it lends itself to creating safe spaces for not just children, but for anyone that comes in my space.
Yeah.
And I'm blessed
Yeah.
to learn and grow, as my husband said, in real time,
Mhm.
learning and growing in real time and being vulnerable enough to share that. And those of us who do not seek out that personal development,
Mhm.
you bleed on people.
Mhm.
Mm.
You
Mhm.
bleed on your children.
Yep.
You
Mhm.
bleed on your mates.
That's that
You
residual.
bleed on your clients.
Mhm. Mhm.
And I would believe that that would be the opposite of what you want to put out in the
Yeah.
world.
Yeah.
So I've been able to take accountability and make a lot of apologies
Mhm.
to our
We
kids. And
have.
thankfully, our grandkids are getting better versions, more mature, more emotionally mature
Mhm.
versions of us.
Yeah.
That is how I believe the self work is translating financially, is
Yeah.
because when we talk about money and retirement and entrepreneurship and all these
Yeah.
things, we talk about it like we talk about anything. We'd be excited to talk about our goals because we know that as long as we're working on ourselves, we can get there. God give us the breath in our body. We can get to whatever amount of assets. We can get to whatever it is that we want to leave for the kids
Mhm.
and the grandkids.
Mhm.
And we
Mhm.
talk about it so often, so freely that
Mhm.
there is no resistance to um, the differences of opinions or the timing that might be a bit off, based on
Mhm.
the economy.
Mhm.
Um, but I love the fact that that ACEs score was eye-opening
Mhm.
because it gave me the background for why I was handling my life the way I was
Mhm.
handling it.
Mhm.
And he was open to listening, participating,
Mhm.
holding space for,
Mhm.
and to make things better. Um, and I really appreciate that.
Oh man, that's beautiful. I love that. As a therapist sitting here, I'm sitting here seeing, you know, in person, in real life, in real time,
Mhm.
what love, joy, acceptance,
Mm,
resilience, what a healthy relationship looks like,
thank
you
you.
know, and that gives me hope,
Okay,
you know,
good.
that's like, that gives me hope.
Yeah,
And I'm sure it gives a whole lot of other people who are listening hope as well, because it's like, yo, this is real, and it's like, this is something that could be, I can achieve this. I'm listening to both of you. Both of y'all have a story that's relatable. Both of
yes,
y'all
sir.
have a story that is so real life that this is like, yo, that could be my story listening to this.
Exactly.
and I think that's going to have so much impact on all of the listeners and anybody who comes into contact with either of you, because what you say and what you've done is beautiful.
Thank
And
Thank
I thank y'all for letting me be a part of it. So my final question for both of you: how do you want to be remembered? Not just for what you achieve, but for who you are as people.
I'll say I want to be remembered. I'd like to be remembered as being generous,
Mm,
but not just with money,
mhm,
not just with things, not
mhm,
just with time,
mhm,
but just when you see me or before you even approach me, you have a feeling of, I'm going to get generosity.
mm,
I like
mhm,
to leave generosity.
mm, mm,
Mm,
mm. You got a tough one to top there, Dr. Constance.
I do. Um, I like to be remembered as someone who sees others.
Mm, mm,
Think even when I was younger and didn't really have a voice yet, I always saw people. I literally could see into them. And nowadays, when I'm able to do that in family
She does it
dynamics,
now.
it allows them to emote, and that's okay. I do it in a professional sense with my
mhm,
colleagues, even. They know that if they don't have any cash flow this month, they don't have to fake it with me
mhm,
because I already been there, done that, and got the t-shirt.
Mhm.
mhm,
So a lot of financial professionals feel like they have to hide behind credentials
mhm,
and they may be suffering.
mhm,
They don't have to do that around me.
mm,
My clients too, same thing. When they come in with a stack full of papers and they're trying to figure out their next moves and they don't have the slightest idea what they need to know, they
mhm,
just know that they're uncomfortable.
mhm,
They open up
mhm,
because I see them.
mhm,
One of the
And I don't feel like I need any kind of sales pitch or
mhm,
anything like that because as long as you see people, they will stick around.
one of the things that I like that she does is, ooh, when I say like, maybe I'm gonna be looked at as he's weird. But I like how she's able to disturb
Ooh,
mm,
people,
yeah.
but she doesn't do it in a way that's hurtful.
yes.
It's like someone just insulted you,
Mhm,
but they do it in a nice way.
mhm,
Oh my god. Yeah, I
And
do. I disturb people. I
it's
intentionally disturb
intention
them with money,
with the money stuff,
right,
and then
right, right,
but wait,
and then they're like,
because it it
"Well,
it
how do
rattles
I
them.
fix that?"
How do I fix
right,
it? Yeah,
right, right, right,
yeah.
I unearth
I
it
love it.
right,
intentionally.
right,
I love it.
right,
She excavates like,
right.
get out, let's go. And she does that. I'm like, it's amazing because she'll sit there with a smile on her face and just look just as innocent. So, wait a minute.
Right,
Is she telling me off? Is she not? Is she getting on me? Is she? And it disturbs them. And I love
right,
how she disturbs folks, but it's for their good.
right, right. In a therapeutic sense, another way to reframe that will be disrupting their thoughts,
That's it.
That's
disrupting
it
their
right
thought
there. Yes.
process.
I love
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, so yeah, you can keep that one. It's okay.
Thank you. All kind of gems
No,
flying
we
No
gotta
around.
pray.
doubt, no doubt, no doubt. Well,
We gotta
I
pray.
appreciate y'all letting me come in and do this takeover of the Money Talks this time. This I think is dope that your listeners and your viewers are going to get to see a whole different side of you two and how y'all show up for the world. I think it's something that's beneficial. I think I think people need to see this. I believe that people need to see this and experience this and recognize that this exists. You know, there's such a negative stigma on black love and black men not supporting black women and black women not supporting black men, and we're seeing this. It's a bunch of hooey.
Yeah.
Right.
This is it right now. It's like most black men are married to black women, and y'all are black beauty just wrapped up into an amazing couple. And
Thank
Thank you.
I appreciate y'all showing up the way that y'all show up because I think your authenticity shows up and shows out.
The way I see it, it's like we're that piece of chocolate candy.
Yeah,
And you look at it in the store, you see, and so, oh, that's gonna taste so good. You've had it before. I want that. You ain't
Mhm,
had this.
mhm,
You ain't never had
mm-mm,
this.
no doubt.
When you unwrap that, you get to have all the goodness. When you
Yes.
unwrap it, now you get to have all the goodness. You get to have all the calories of goodness. You get to have all the good things.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. I love that. I love that. Thank you guys again for letting me take over. Dr.
Thank you
Constance,
for having us.
I'm giving it back to you.
Thank you. You were an incredible, incredible host
I don't know where you got
of
them questions from, but that's
He
all
do
right.
this. He do this
Ye
for a
is
living.
that what it is? Well, I'm late to the party.
Yeah,
Is that what it is?
I'll pull it up out you. I do
Yeah, you did it.
appreciate the
Thank you so
takeover
much. Yeah,
because what you do is so
it's
valuable.
important.
The Dope Black Therapists, please share with them how they can find you on the socials if
Please
you're
do that.
there and how they can support anything that you're doing or
Mhm.
opening up for others.
Absolutely. You can follow me on Instagram at the_dope black therapist. You can go to my website at www.thedopeblacktherapist.com. You can see what's coming up. My men's group. We have the Black Father Summit coming up in August, and just workshops and other things that I'm going to be a part of. If you want me to come do a workshop for you, or if you want to hire me for a speaking engagement, you can also put in requests there. I'm not hard to find. I'm not hard to find at all. But if you visit the website, that's the best place to get all of my contact information.
Beautiful. Well, this has
Wonderful.
been Money Talks, Wealth Beyond Numbers, a very special episode with my honey here, Anthony Mason, and the Dope Black Therapist, Blaise Harris, for Mental Health Awareness Month in May 2026. Please know that just as much as you take care of your money, please take care of yourself. We thank you. Follow us on all the socials, Money Talks Movement, Inc., or Money Talks Movement. And we thank you. And until next time, be well.
And remember to treat each day as your last because you may wake up one day and it'll be true.
Mm,
Good
All
stuff.
right.
mhm.